Morgan Birch reporting for Kids First, age 12, and right now we are going to see the fantastic movie Bad Kids and interview some of the cast from this set, as well as to interview the directors and producers. I'm super excited. We're going to have a fantastic time talking to these people and watching the film.
We've been touring around with this film for almost a year now. We finished it just before Sundance, premiered it there in January. And so often what we hear after a screening is people will come up to us, or people in the press will write things like this as well, where they say, you know, that woman who runs Black Rock High School, she's got this superhuman strength, you know. In order to replicate what she does, we need to clone her. And Vonda and I and Lou have talked about this often. And we're actually kind of frustrated by that comment because, well, Vonda, you know at the end.
No, there are hundreds of educators out there who do an incredible job, who work hard, who care about the kids. Thousands of educators. I'm not unique. There are many of us out there. Incredible outreach from people who have seen it. We've had many donations for our students. Like, for example, Jennifer is going to college now on a full ride scholarship in nursing program. Yeah, we're really excited for her. And AJ has been doing a lot with his music. We've had donations for scholarships for the kids and different kinds of programs for the students. It's been very rewarding.
One of our donors hooked Black Rock up with the Outward Bound program that runs out of Joshua Tree, so 14 of the Black Rock students get to do rock climbing. This is all kinds of gifts have been bestowed on the school, which is great. We're very happy about that.
Yes. Hi, my name is Morgan, and I'm a reporter for Kids First. Hello. Hello. So what was one of the most difficult situations that you had to do? Because you have so many wonderful students, and obviously it did take a while for each and every single one of them to find out what their true power was inside of them and find their inner strength. So what was one of the hardest difficulties that you had to face with the students and like trying to push them to find that inner strength?
That's probably the most unique interesting question I've had since this has started. All of the students who come to our school have a story. They have something that they have to overcome, and so for each one, it's difficult. Each one is touching. Lou and Keith described my job as triage, you know, going from one student's hardship to the next. And so I don't know that I can come up with one specific moment or story that was the most difficult. Each year, each day, it's a new story.
And I also have a question for you, too. So, I know, right? So what was one of your favorite parts about being able to film, and what gave you the inspiration to start filming all these fantastic stories, and what's the main message of the film to you?
Actually, the main message, and also, you know, in answer to what you've asked Vonda, I think the thing that we actually found so special about Black Rock High School was that the only way that you can help any individual student is if you stop and listen to them. And you don't apply a one-size-fits-all, do your algebra, do your history, get your credits, and move on approach. The thing that really impressed us about the staff at Black Rock, Principal Veland, as well as all the teachers, is that they genuinely listen to the kids there. They acknowledge them. They see them in a way that I don't think mainstream high schools can see them just because of sheer numbers, but in a way that their communities don't see them, in a way that a lot of, sometimes their own families don't see them. And that message, you know, when you think about public education and you talk about tax dollars, that doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost anything to see another human being as a human being.
And that also connects to you asked what our favorite part of doing this project was. For us, it was just hanging out with the kids. These kids want to be listened to. No one ever really listens to their stories. And we probably interviewed 60 or 70 of these kids, you know, trying to find our characters. And the process was just a joy. You know, there was outpouring of honesty from the kids. You know, they don't hold anything back at all. And I think we felt like we were there at the school for almost 2 years.
With 2.5 when you came back.
Right. And I think we quickly realized, whereas first we thought we were in imposition, we were going to get in the way of the kids' education, or we were going to be a nuisance, as we often are. adults. We're professional nuisances. But it became very clear to us that we were actually part of their education. We were helping them, they were helping us. It was a mutually satisfying situation.
I mean, the school is an amazing place, and the lives of the people we profile are really emotionally engaging. We did luck out that its setting is a huge metaphor, and we did milk that for what it was worth. But in the course of spending time there, you talk to the kids, and they see the desert as a very bleak and hostile environment. And yet, the more time you spend in the desert, you notice very subtle things about the change in the light, about the change in the clouds and the sky and the weather. And when you become attuned to that, you see that there's actually a tremendous amount of life and hope in a place that a lot of people look at as a desolate and barren environment. And to us, that's, there's a symbolic connection with the lives of these kids who a lot of people have written off already. But to us, they're full of hope and they're full of possibilities in life.
With working with Lou and Keith is that they never intended to just put a film out there and then back away. They've been working very hard on an outreach program. We've been to Washington, D.C. twice now to work with the legislators on the importance of this untapped resource that our students have, and trying to work with them on creating programs out there in many communities that will reach these students.
I'm here with Vonda Veland, who is the amazing school teacher at the fantastic school in this film. So how are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
So what was one of the most difficult aspects that you had to really come over with? Because you have such amazing stories, and some kids are very into their shells and they don't really want to share that much. So how do you push them to actually come out?
Actually, I found that often if you ask the kids, they'll listen. So they'll tell you. So you just have to take the time to listen.
What's one of your favorite parts about being able to, help these children and being able to help them find their inner strength?
I have the most rewarding job in the entire world with kids and see them grow and improve every single day and to reach their goals. So it's really fun to help them set goals and then reach their goals.
Now, how long have you been a school teacher for?
30 years, and I've been at the continuation school for 15 years, and I've been the principal for 5 years. Students are the ones who were not successful in the schools. So our students our school is kind of the last hope for the kids. So they weren't successful there, so they come to our school so we can help them get.
Have you worked on any other films together?
Yeah, Keith will tell you the films that we've worked on.
We've made many, many films together. There's a film called Lost in La Mancha, which is a film about Terry Gilliam's attempt to make a fictional adaptation of Don Quixote, which was a film production that went fantastically wrong. It was a disaster movie, and we're very well known for that film.
So other than that, what do you think education is worth to our youth? Because some people don't really want education. Some kids are like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to be. Sometimes, they lose their way and stuff happens in life.
There's not much life without education, I mean, life in itself is education to an extent, and in fact, the kids we work with at Black Rock High School when we made The Bad Kids, they get more education from life than they get from school. They undergo such hardships and adversity. They actually learn more from life than they do from school, but they still need school to sort of shape them and to help them understand how to function in society. So school is important regardless of where you come from. Unfortunately, school is not offered in ways that is useful for a lot of kids who go through hardships.
Definitely, that's very important. That was so interesting. This movie really tells you that everybody has a difficult life, and that, it's really great that there's people that are trying to help, including Keith Fulton and Lou Pepe, who I had the pleasure of meeting, who are the directors and producers of this film, and I also got to meet Vonda, who's the principal in this magnificent movie. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. It was great seeing you. Bye! See you next time on Kids First, where we tell your kids what they should be watching by real kids, not adults. Make sure to thumbs up, like, and subscribe. This is Morgan Birch, signing out. Let's move this down.